Hello there, Discovery Gaming community. Bogusław here. I heard that there is some interest in Mactan network, so today I'm going to show you what's inside. Starting from fabled USI scanner, also known as spyglass network scanner. What you see here is the main page of the Mactan network site, which I developed. In the upper menu, you will see a scanner section and a link to the information subsection. This subsection contains basic information on roleplay background behind Universal Ship Identification System, which was developed by Ajira Technologies and is frequently used by the lane hackers who are hacking it to get information about valuable cargo passing through Sirius. You will not get access to the scanner unless you are a lane hacker with sufficient rights to access the scanner itself and proper credentials to log into the site. So let's log in. Once you log in, you will be greeted by a text here, and you will see much broader menu with more options. When you go to the scanner section, you will see much more options, which we will probably talk about maybe later in another shortcast. Right now, let's go to the scanner itself. Once you go to the scanner, you will see that it is divided into several sections. One of the sections is the priority tracking contacts, which contain the most hated and most hunted contacts of the lane hackers. In this case, it is Deep Space Engineering ship Iron Mountain, currently in System Cortez, with the road starting from Alberta, going through Ontario, and currently in Cortez. When I hover over the target, I will see more information about the ship itself, the transponder faction it belongs, affiliation it is affiliated with, and the mode we are tracking it with, as well as when it was spotted, and there might be more information if it was gathered by someone. Right now it is unavailable, and we will cover this topic maybe another time. Next section is the scanner status. It shows basic information on the scanner health. It's currently online, which means that basically Discovery Gaming community site and the player list are accessible when the last scan was performed and when the next scan will be performed. They are currently performed every 3 minutes, and by the scan I mean just that our scanner is downloading the site, the page containing online player list and parsing the data contained there. It shows basic information. There are currently 64 targets on the server, which means 64 players. Only 17 of them were recognized, which means that 70 of them had some kind of faction tag or commonly known independent tag, or were stored in the database by one of our operatives members. And the last thing here is the mode in which scanner is currently working, which is a basic switch between zone of influence mode, showing only targets within our zone of influence, and Sirius-wide zone. Generally, we rarely have any use of the Sirius-wide mode, but it might be useful to just check of who's playing outside of Liberty. But let's go back to the zone of influence mode. Here below you can see the section which contains the most valuable tactical data. and divides all recognized targets into four groups that are tracking and extortion contacts. These are usually transports. As you can see just now, the scanner updated, and one of the contacts here, that is this DSE ship, just vanished because it left our zone of influence. If we switch back the scanner into the series wide zone, we will see back this ship we just left Cortes and headed to New London. The next subsection contains all the hostile targets. Currently, it's quite late hour and there is not much action in New York and Liberty system, so there are not many recognized targets there. But you can easily imagine a situation when there are a lot of LNS, Liberty Navy, and Hellfire Legion fighting in New York and other Liberty systems. They will all show here. This section is maybe less useful. It shows usually independent, neutral, and maybe slightly unfriendly targets. And here are all allied and friendly targets which were recognized. What's very important about this is that it gives you a tactical overview of the situation. It's especially important when we are talking about only our Liberty zone of influence. It gives you in just a matter of 1 or 2 seconds information whether there are systems you should be avoiding, whether you should be in higher alert for some hostile targets that could be hunting you down. It's very important for a lane hacker to keep a tactical awareness of what's happening in his zone of influence and thus plan his actions accordingly to the situation at hand. Below, in the last section, there are all targets that were not recognized, which means that we don't store proper transponders. These are mainly independent players who are not using any tag and were never encountered by any lane hacker operative in game. And basically mostly those are not very important targets. What you can see here below the priority tracking contact section, there is a legend of tracking modes. There are 10 tracking modes which the site supports. I think they are mostly self-explanatory, and I will cover this topic maybe in next showcast. And I think this should be enough for a while. So stay tuned for more sneak peeks from the Mactan network, and bye bye.